Ready now. Yes, I am.
Okay, we are doing video scoping today. So basically, a video scope, when a client wants a video scope, it's because they're having constant plumbing issues in the line, clogs, constant clogs, repeat calls. So typically what they'll say is either they'll scope it or our plumbers will suggest it, usually after like 3 or 4 trips, because it could be various things every time we go. So scoping is something that we do. We don't have a camera here, so we have a picture of it. I don't know if we have enough pictures for everybody. Here's one for Susan. This is how a typical scope looks like. What we do is the plumbers will pull the toilet. Typically, they'll pull the toilet and they'll run the scope through the flange or the toilet line itself. And then they run it and then they kind of do everything through this screen. So it usually takes 2 guys. One, because they have to run it through a clean out, and then they need somebody else on the other side to kind of do it. And they also, like if there's customers in the building, or they kind of have to help the tech on the other side, say, hey, we're running a scope, just to have another person on there so if they need help, so they're not running back and forth to where the camera is. We've run them 200 feet, we've run them, under 200 feet. It just varies. So what we find a lot of the times is, in Florida, you have buildings that settle. And when those buildings settle, they cause a lip in the ground, and so your line is going straight, and then that lip collapses or the concrete settles in, the pipes are sloping. So a lot of the time, the sewage collects in that slope, what we call a belly. So that's where a lot of the times the sewage is collecting, and it takes a long time to clear it. So the guys can go in there and probably take like 2 to 4 hours to clear it, so it just depends. So I want to show you guys how it actually looks inside the camera.
Look at everybody running to look at that's a joke.
Really?
And as guys go and then just scope a line, what they first do is to show where they're at on the ticket. Because ultimately, our customer will be like, are you sure this is my line? So they want to prove to them. So that's why they put the paper up there. This is Richie.
Is he narrating?
Go lesson. That's your lunch.
Okay, you're right in front of the camera. Hello, could you please leave, move?
For some reason, this camera that he had, it's supposed to mark the foot, like how many feet is going in, so we can always determine where the problem is. So a good camera tells you that. For some reason, this one got stuck, but he's showing you how he's going down the line, and there always is a little bit of water in the line. There should be, not a lot, but whenever you see that, that's normal. This crap isn't.
It's not?
Well, it is. I mean, that's just the side where we're crap.
Things like here. Grease.
Fecal matter.
So far, he's not seen anything that's unusual. Everything's straight. It's curving, and that's fine.
Okay, stop.
Huh?
9-year rating.
No. So right here, where I was talking about, it's not going to show. This was a good line so far. If there was a dip in this line, then it would slope down. There's times when you have existing plumbing, and old buildings in Florida, they had galvanized piping. And that's still normal. This is still normal. Everything's still normal. It's all PVC. New people will, a construction company will go in and they'll change the galvanized pipe to PVC because it's actually a little bit better. When they do that, when they convert them to the existing, there's a dip and there's also a lip, and that causes sewage to back up right there because they didn't mesh the line. So far this is good. Because
there's a line trying to go to the angle.
There's another line coming in. It's a lateral line. But still, it's a clear line. There's no standing water. And he runs the water and tests to make sure it goes straight.
I see.
collected. If it's collected here, then there's a problem. Then you have some kind of belly with it. So it keeps going. The only thing is the camera just went to the side, but really it should be like this. But that's all it is. That's why it's running sideways. Because the water doesn't.
Not on the wall.
Yeah, the water is on the wall. I think.
Underground, it runs sideways.
So,
Anti-gravity
So
solar.
this is a normal line. I didn't have any particular that had a dip to show you, but I just wanted to show you.
Where's this, Mary?
This is the Bath and Body Works in
Brandon?
Brandon.
Bradenton.
Right.
so Mary,
So the city you send out.
if we found, like, say, a broken PVC pipe, would that be something we would replace or we would do
We would give a quote for that. Normally we give quotes for that. Leslie, what's a typical price for just scoping?
3 hours tech and help, the scope machine and travel.
$600-$700.
And then, so basically, when, because you said you have one person outside watching the camera, the other person feeding the line through. So they're basically communicating back and forth with each other?
No, they're right there in front of each other.
Oh,
They're right there
beside
next
each
to
other?
If
Oh,
there's anything going on where the other plumber needs you to do something, sometimes,
Sometimes they will work on the truck,
Yeah,
camera truck.
right. But we use it inside. We pull the toilet and run it right there.
oh.
There's, we have one, since we only do, we don't do big pipe, but you ever seen the guys in the city where you see like a big truck on the side of the road and it's like a big box in the back? They actually have like a little remote control with a camera on it, and the little truck, little thing goes in the pipes. And it's the same thing, it's just a camera, but it's for a big giant pipe.
The line has to be cleared before you can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You can't have a clogged
You
line.
can't have it clog line and do it.
That's the question. A lot of customers will say, well, the line's clogged. Where's it clogged? Why don't you run the camera? You can't. When it's a full of water and doo-doo, you can't run the camera.
Yeah, we have Chase Bank. They have a lot of problems with their contractor who build in they moved to these buildings. They had plumbing, so they had a new contractor come in and he converted their galvanized pipe to PVC. But what he did was he did not, in the transition, he did not connect those lines well. So we're going in there and jetting, and then we're cammering the lines to show them the backup of where they did not convert it correctly. So now they have to go back, open up the ground, and then repair. That's on the maintenance side.
Yeah, there's a little belly right there. Toilet paper.
Right here, yeah. But the biggest problem that we have with Bath and Body Works right now is the ladies are putting feminine products in here. And these lines, I mean, constantly, it's not, maybe it was every now and then, but all the, Victoria's Secret, we have ladies, Bath and Body Works ladies. So constantly. And then, that's where your cost is having to tear up the ground to access the pipe to repair it. And then having to put it back. We have a problem with Petco, we did that same thing, and they had this beautiful floor that's hard to match. So, it's almost like a epoxy floor, it's like special tile, so that's where you run into a
So
problem.
just imagine your house, in your living room floor, the pipes go underneath, and you got a broken pipe there.
Yeah,
They're ripping your carpet up and jackhammering and and replacing the pipe underneath your living room floor. So, we're in the middle of a Sam's. We're done right in the middle of a Sam's Club.
and but you're constantly having clogs and you have to do it.
See how much water there is in there now? Where the camera is halfway in the water? There's a belly in the line. There's too much water sitting there, so they can't go out.
And he's already beyond our,
And he's already
Beyond
beyond,
ours.
he's beyond our scope of what.
he was out of the store probably 25 feet, if that. So then it goes to the mall, but then the mall will claim, I don't have a clog in any of the other stores, so it has to be Bath and Body Works or the Limited or Victoria's Secret. So that's the battle that we have with them. This gives just a good idea. When we say scoping.
I don't know why this one doesn't have a counter, but usually it has a counter.
Yeah.
So for every foot, it counts every foot you go in. So let's say, like Blaisdell knows, and if it's 200 feet, they mark off 200 feet where it's at. And also they put locator heads on the top of the front of the head, and they'll locate the ground. So you're not digging up here and go, oh shit, it's not here. Let's dig up here. Oh, my bad, it's right here in the middle. Yeah.
How would you know though?
There's a locator that goes on top of the camera that sends a signal. Have you seen Jeremy? Tap the thing, you hear.
Yeah.
Same thing. They put a locator on the top of the head of the camera, and then they'll go on the ground and wherever the strongest signal, that's where the pipe is.
Oh, okay.
And it goes down like 10 feet.
So if you have a subcontractor that tells you it's gonna be like $1,000 to scope for something, that's way too much. Yeah, it should be anywhere between, like 600 to 700, depending on like
Yeah,
what
some people do it
area.
for 300 bucks. Yeah, 300 too.
Like in the Panhandle, we get it really, cheap. The cameras are to rent them. usually it's like 150 to 200, right?
And
like-
we,
Right.
I'm sorry, and we supply, I mean, the plumbers have the detectors and stuff and all that, we
Is it
supply that for
cameras
them.
on the camera?
It's on the
Oh, it
camera
is.
sometimes, yeah.
Oh.
But like here in West Hampton, like our office here, all of this inside is all brand new PVC like that. But underground, it's all clay. It's clay pipe, the old clay pipe. So when you go to, a lot of times a tree root will hit it, and the pressure eventually it'll break it, and then you'll have a tree. There's a picture. Where's the picture? Richie has one that there's actually an actual tree inside the pipe. There's like all the way. Did you see that picture of Richie where he took that pipe out? There was a tree inside of it.
Oh, yeah, there's roots and so forth.
Leaves.
So that, it could also be in the line itself or in the ground. So Florida's notorious for, buildings settling and the floor settling. We're doing one on Howard Avenue, CVS, that's what we're doing right now. It's, the ground is completely unsettled, so now we have to redo it. Because the pipe was like this and now it took a slope. So we have to cut up the men's and the ladies' bathrooms and mini clinic. So it's a big job.
Here's the other thing. A lot of these cameras they record sound, so you could talk and say, "Hey, here, we're 20 feet in. Here's a pipe coming in." So if you have technicians and they're recording sound, please tell them, one, to speak English, and number two, don't say stupid shit on the camera.
Yeah, so we're waving on the stern. So now you have a good idea of what a scope is.
That's old pipe right there. That's old pipe.
Galvanized. Is that like the main?
Yeah, that's the connection.